In 2018, the Windsor-Essex County Health Unit released an oral health report by Wajid Ahmed, the Medical Officer of Health. The report recommended reintroducing water fluoridation and, along with a public health report, assured Windsor and Tecumseh councils that at recommended levels, there was no link to negative health effects. 4 years later, in 2023, Health Canada acknowledged a growing body of evidence suggesting that fluoride exposure may be associated with reduced IQ in children. Despite this revelation, our local health unit has not updated its position. Dr. Ahmed also assured Council that fluoridation chemicals are strictly regulated by Health Canada. However, rather than regulating fluoridation chemicals under the Food and Drug Act, Health Canada relies on NSF for health-based standards, but NSF states that responsibility relies with the government, creating uncertainty about who is responsible for safety. To Dr. Ahmed's point, Health Canada requires lead and arsenic to be at low as reasonably possible. Yet NSF standard fluoridation chemicals are permitted to contain both. How this aligns with Ontario's Safe Drinking Water Act, where dilution is not a defense for introducing harmful substances, remains unclear. Dr. Ahmed said that the Windsor Council 0.7 parts per million includes a safety cushion with no harm even above 1.5. But Health Canada's own guidelines in 2010 stated health-based values to protect against all health effects was 0.9. 0.7 and 0.9 is not far apart, and there is no cushion from an uncertainty factor. Health Canada's expert panel in 2027 identifies moderate dental fluorosis as a psychological concern due to stains on children's teeth. A senior EPA scientist was asked under oath if children with dental fluorosis may experience acute embarrassment. The scientist replied, they should not let children and other people show their teeth. Our local health unit's website continues to state that, the website does show cases of moderate and severe fluorosis in Windsor, Essex County schools year after year since 2015. Yet the oral health report states fluorosis does not occur in optimally fluoridated areas, directly contradicting its own data and the data from the Public Health Ontario report, raising serious concerns over the reliability of this data. The understanding of fluoride's effect on IQ has evolved significantly since 2018, including a nearly 7-year-long court case that concluded fluoridation poses an unreasonable risk to children's IQ. During the case, the CDC, the FDA, the EPA, and our very own NSF was asked a basic question. What level of fluoride intake is safe for the developing brain? Their answer was to the effect of, we have not done the research and we do not know. I wonder how our health unit would respond to the same question. Infants fed breast milk are exposed to extremely low levels of fluoride. When formula is made with fluoridated water, the situation is flipped. These infants receive the highest dose of fluoride of any group by far. And the benefit? A CDC director acknowledged under oath they are not aware of any studies showing a dental benefit for babies in the womb or in the first 6 months of life. The local health unit continues to state that formula prepared with fluoridated water is safe, which is inconsistent with the Public Health Ontario report, and Health Canada notes that effects on the brain may occur at levels well below 1.5 parts per million. Every home in our community receives the same water. Avoiding fluoride can cost hundreds to thousands of dollars with ongoing filter replacements, and basic filters like Brita do not remove fluoride. For many families, there is no real choice. Mayor and councillors, you have a rare opportunity to lead, to support transparency, to acknowledge uncertainty, and to ensure this issue receives the scrutiny it deserves. I respectfully ask that you call on your local health unit to review the current evidence, and if safety cannot be clearly demonstrated, then a pause on water fluoridation is more than reasonable. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Members of council, do you have any questions in regards to the presentation? Councillor Reno?
Thank you. Sean, I'm just wondering, it seems like a lot of the issues have to do with updated data and things from higher levels. And a lot of the shortcomings seem to be at the Windsor Essex Health Unit. I'm just wondering, have you spoken to them about these inconsistencies? Have they given you answers? I'm just wondering where you are in that journey.
Yeah, great question. So I have emailed the current medical officer of health, and I also posed the same question via a Freedom of Information request. The question that went to the medical officer of health, they deferred to answer to those questions via the Freedom of Information request. So now that's probably going to come at a cost, my personal own cost. I would respectfully ask if the council, if I do get an estimate for these questions, if you could just tell the local health unit to provide this information, because I believe the information I'm requesting would satisfy whether or not they relied on evidence to say that fluoridation was safe going into the 2018 debate. So as it stands, to answer your question shortly, I posed questions to the local health unit. I've not received any clear answers on these inconsistencies.
And to clarify, you also put in a Freedom of Information request that has asked similar questions or different questions?
Yeah, so yes, the main question was, what evidence did they rely on to say, one, that there are no negative health effects, and two, how they can make the claim that there are no cases of dental fluorosis in optimally fluoridated waters.
Okay.
Those are the main ones, yeah.
Okay, I get it. Thank
Any other questions or comments? It may be, I know you've kind of went through the Freedom of Information. Have you tried to go in front of them during one of their meetings? Have you spoke with the health unit and asked to be a delegate at one of their meetings? Because we at the town, I wish we could provide you more information. We obviously can't because we aren't the expertise in this. And so we do rely heavily on that information from the health unit.
Mhm.
So my thought was, since neither of us sit on the health unit. So we'd have to reach out to maybe our counterparts at the county we have a couple members there who sit on that board who could help maybe guide us there to get you some of those answers that you're looking for. But I don't know if you've tried to be a delegate, if you've went down that route yet.
Not yet. No, I will take you up on that advice. It doesn't satisfy the report that was presented to Windsor and Tecumseh Council. I felt like were not adequate. I felt that the decisions made were based on this report, and I feel like the report was not well made, and there's a lot of inconsistencies in this report that would make the decisions made by the council based on an ill-prepared report.
I understand.
So that's why I'm here today, because I'll go talk to the local council. I have a feeling that nothing's going to get done, and I'm asking for help from the council to hold the local health unit accountable for the information that they presented.
Okay.
Is there anything the council can do to help approach local council, or am I on my own here, basically?
Nope. Councillor Reno?
You're not on your own. Again, as the mayor said, there's different boards that we all sit on, whether it be Essex Power or the Dog Pound Committee. There's all these committees that we all sit on at different levels, some at the county level, some at the town level. And like she said, we have people that we work with that may be on those boards. We don't have anybody around this table that's on that board, so we don't have a lot of influence directly on the board. We may be able to speak to counterparts that can help fast track. I mean, as a council here, we've been given a product from a supplier, and that decision, as you know, was made by two parties before it even got to us to say we're putting the water fluoride back in. Whether we voted yay or nay, it wouldn't have mattered. The decision was already 2/3. It was already made for us. That doesn't change the fact that the data may have been outdated, or the data may not have been clear. But what I'd be willing to do for you, again, there's not a lot. We can reach out by letter, like our council can write a letter to the health unit acknowledging your requests and ask for a copy of the responses, so that we at least know that you're not getting a runaround, or you're getting some answers, at least, whether it's answers you want to hear or don't want to hear. I think you are entitled to getting those answers, and I can understand sometimes when you deal with an organization that's bigger than your family unit, sometimes the answers don't come quick enough, or maybe you feel that they're just being ignored. But I'd be willing to make a motion that we send a letter as a council to ask them to look at your file and to provide us with the answers that you're asking for, so we at least know that you're getting some. But other than that, we don't have nobody in this room I can reach out to and say, hey, can you do this for him?
May I ask a couple questions?
Yeah.
Do you pay the health unit to advise on health issues in your community?
Do we directly? No, your
Okay.
county taxes probably. I would guess the county taxes would.
It's just a counselor at Windsor.
Sorry, well, I'm going to refer that to administration.
Okay.
It's not something.
Yeah, just to perhaps provide some clarity in terms of the governance of the health unit. So the health unit is a separate board and body that's legislated. That board is comprised of councillors from the city of Windsor and councillors from the county of Essex. And I believe there's also some community members on that board. So I can appreciate that you're asking for municipal support in what you're the answers you're trying to get, but we physically don't have, we don't hold that lever, if you will, to provide that support. And so from a governance perspective, again, the county of Essex levies taxes, which included in that are the fees associated with the health unit. We really don't have, at the local level, we're not involved with that. I would suggest that the best course of action to get your answers, which it seems like you're en route to doing that, is to approach the health unit and trying to get those answers. You speak of the report and what your diagnosis of the report, no pun intended, is that that there are some errors or factual inaccuracies within that report. That those are what I think that's the gist of your presentation. We've not been presented that report. We don't have that. As you mentioned, the decisions of other councils was perhaps relying on that report. But again, that goes back to, it's a report that's provided by the health unit and developed by the health unit. And that, unfortunately, again, as much as I would advise members of council, there isn't much we can do here at the local level. The avenue is that you have to appear or go through the health unit to get those answers that you're looking for. We can't, we don't govern them, so we can't ask them to fast track. We can't ask them to answer your questions any quicker, or even change or manipulate, if you will, the freedom of information process. That's all pretty regulated, and they'll have to go through that. I appreciate what you're bringing forward. It's just our body. We don't have any lever to help you on that.
Fair.
Councillor Carrick?
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So I'd like the motion to receive the report, and that we send off a letter requesting follow-up with our residents' information to Dr. Ken Blanchette. It would be pointed directly toward him, and then he can disperse it through the health unit as mentioned. But also, if you can get on there and try to get before the board, probably be very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, I have a mover. Do I have support? Before I go, support Deputy Mayor Capata, and a question? Follow up?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Just one other thing. I hope this is a friendly amendment to my friend. I'd like this gentleman's presentation to go to the health unit as well. with the letter. So that I just wanted to make sure that that was there because he presented. And if it gets to them, they will then be able to do their research on his presentation. And hopefully when he gets before them, they will be able to answer his questions in a timely manner. Thank you, Your Worship.
You're okay with it? And, okay, I'll call the question. All in favor? And that carries. Thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you.